the traditional way of working, I think it'll teach people a lot about relationships of letters to each other, how close, how distant, the overall composition can be kind of seen by the blocks, the wood blocks, before you actually get to see the printed image. You can imagine how it's going to look up to a point, but you still have to print it to prove yourself. I think for people who have grown up outside the letterpress tradition, like all these students have mainly, and they've grown up with the computer and digital world, it's a kind of interesting thing to get to grips with.
It's very nice to see that there's this rediscovery of the old material, and it's a great tool to teach the history of typography, but also learn about the roots basically of what we are still using today on the digital system. So if we look at current design software where we can use type, it's all still based on the physical system. Object love is a huge thing in this context. So people fall in love with beautiful pieces of type, with beautiful equipment, with the processes of touching things, which is also absolutely understandable. I mean, if we look into a screen for 8 or 10 hours a day, and the rest of the day we're touching a glass display, I mean, it's obvious that as soon as we can start mixing ink with our hands, as soon as we can start setting type with our hands, we fall in love with that because it gets us back into the real world.
When young people are learning the history of design and the history of typography, it is important to give them some practical experience. The tradition of printing is perfect for this. But as soon as they enter into this practical experience, what happens is that you make room for their imagination and you make room for them to do new things and innovative things. And when you do this exercise, this elastic exercise, what happens is you are embracing the minds of young people now. You're not demanding that they go backwards in time and stay trapped in the past. But you're asking them to bring this knowledge and this history and this heritage into the present and make it valuable in the present.